Now, I'm recording this as I've just done my Nezuko video, of course. Within that video, I did mention how I thought there was only 3 Demon Slayer characters. No, we already have a Hashira in the game, being Shinobu, of course. And once again, playing the same role as Nezuko. She is a bit of a jungler, of course, and I will admit, when I did initially use her, I wasn't too fond with her. I think the main issue was that I just really didn't know how to kind of use her. The key thing to take note of Shinobu is that the main grasp of the character is poison. She's working off from her poison. That's kind of where she kind of stems on being the best. She does have a 4th option, as you guys saw just a minute ago, where if I hold on to it, I can pick any of the enemy characters to choose from. Essentially what that does is that it allows my poison damage to do 20% more. And that 20% is a heck of a lot once it comes into you doing all your attacks, because of course the way she works off from is that as you're attacking the enemy, there is a little symbol above them to let them know that they are poisoned, and so as you know, as you're doing damage, as they're trying to avoid taking damage and whatnot, that poison is still seeping through and it melts the enemies. And again, if you have a specific character targeted and they've got that additional 20% that you can then dish out with the poison, it's going to be a clean wipeout. So that is one of the things that I was mistakenly doing the first time round. I wasn't really too sure on how to kind of use her, but she melts. Not only that, I will also mention is that on her 2nd skill, she can also get a little bit of healing back. So that little bit of survivability right there. But Shinobu, I was actually really impressed. I mean, if this is what Hashiras are going to be capable of in this game, then I look forward to the next one, whoever that will be, of course. But right there, as you see, I've picked up Uru as the character in mind, and just another prime example on how that poison really can come in clutch, just, you know, dwindling down the enemies. It's so fast, they just, it melts them. I mean, at that point, I didn't have Luffy targeted. You don't need to target anyone if you don't want to do the additional 20%, but because it does take a minute to set up right there. Actually, it's kind of like swirling the swords around, but the minute you get it in, and oh, there you go, there's the poison. Becoming a bit of a fan, well, my personal fan favorite, should I say. Of course, not only with the poison, but I do like the movement that she has with kind of poisoning and I mean, like, essentially just kind of dive bombing, and then you can actually, I don't think I do it, but you can just kind of maneuver your way out of there. So obviously you go towards the enemy, tap them with the poison, and then you can actually dip, or you can choose to continue on fighting on to get more damage off, of course. There is a bit of a dive bomb attack that she also has. Again, a little bit of a pinch. Right there I was about to do it, but Luffy was dying because of that poison. That poison is very, very strong. That plus 20% really does melt the enemy, so it'll be interesting to see on how they go about potentially balancing this out for Shinobu, but for right now, she is looking. She is looking as, in my opinion, potentially one of the best junglers that the game has to offer. So I'm eager to see how she will be when the game fully releases. What change? I mean, look at that. That poison is way too strong. I'm convinced that they might tone it down just a tad bit, but that's just a personal take. She really is just blitzing through the enemies. So yeah, anyway, that's all I really wanted to kind of talk about, and so I think that's everyone except Inosuke that's been covered. I mean, right there, Luffy kind of took care of it. Oh yeah, so this is like a bit of a 2v1, so melting Orihime right there, actually trying to run away. Domain expansion has been activated, so I'm taking brute force it, but like I said, I do have a little bit of healing, survivability. I don't know what more to say. If nothing is done with Shinobu, then I'm probably she's more than likely going to be my jungler. I think I'm more comfortable using her, just how amazing she actually is. So I think I found my jungler. That's if nothing changes, or if things do change and it's not as crazy, then she's still looking like as my main jungler that I will choose to use. So anyway, I'll let the video carry on. It's practically at the end right now, but yeah, Demon Slayer. You know, when it comes to this game in particular, with all the anime crossover, I know everyone's going to have their fan favorite. Demon Slayer really is coming in clutch. Just to kind of also mention, thank you for all the comments also. You know, I haven't really said thank you yet, but thank you to everyone that's interacting and whatnot. You know, me reading the comments and whatnot, you know, it gives me something to do. To those that are wondering why I don't pick up items and why, well, I do pick up items. It's I'm a late buyer. Reason being is that everyone is an AI, so I don't really sweat. There's no need, to be honest. I'm more invested in wanting to know what the character does. So anyway, but yeah, if I do get actual people, then of course I'll be sweating and buying the correct items and whatnot. But Shinobu, a really good jungler. That poison is it melts. It really does.
Victory.